Good morning, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby and today's video is a very impromptu, I'm in the mood to deal with my plant video. So like I said, this is a really impromptu video. I wasn't expecting to film anything today. I just started moving some plants around and I was like, I'm going to give myself an early lunch break. I'm really in the mood and I'm going to bring you along with me. And to be honest, I say early lunch. Oh, it's not. It's 11:50, so it is technically still the morning, but I'm just really in the mood to sort my plants out and I have just seen how desperate they need my attention, or at least my planning at this stage. Got my wardrobe open. I keep all of my plant pots in there, not all of them, a majority of them in there. I've got tons in the cellar, and I need some prop vases because I'll show you my marble queen. She needs to be propped. So I'm gonna get some of those. We're gonna go into the bedroom. I'm gonna show you what I have done so far, what I'm thinking, and hopefully get some sort of resolution today. At least in my mind, I know what I need to do because there's a few plants that need repotting and I'll show you what I mean. So just to take you into my very, very colourful wardrobe, they're microfiber cloths, but I've got loads of pots on the shelves. This is like an antique wardrobe that we restored. So pots and saucers and planty bits down here, and don't worry for those who are worried about magnets, this is a locked wardrobe and it's got a key which comes out, so all of this is always safe. But I need some prop vases and I don't see any. I thought I had some in here. No, I don't. I do want to use these though. I haven't actually used these yet. These are really, really nice. They were just so nice. I wanted to use them on something really special. Okay, back to square one. I've actually just been reminded of this that I picked up from Home Bargains at the weekend. It's a felt mushroom. It's so cute. It's still got the tag on. It was £2.50. I wanted to get more, but I just wasn't able to kind of like, you know, run it past my husband and see if he liked them, because I was like, I don't want to overload him with mushroom. We both love mushroom. It's in like wild mushroom because we go foraging for wild mushroom a lot in Lithuania, but he lives there for now. He's not going to stay there. But yeah. Whilst I find some prop glasses, because I actually think they're in the front room, there's a massive box of plant stuff. Whilst I find them, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This door had my IKEA plant stand hooked onto it. I used to have it leant against the wall in the flat, and I loved it. I used to always change it out. There was like 5 levels there, and I had it on here. And to be honest, we used to use 2 for the hanging plants, and the lower levels I used just as like a little bit of a bin where I could put like tissues or baby wipes. And that came in really handy because it was off the floor, but for no reason, I'm just bored of it there. It bangs a bit when you open and close the door, but Magnus has started using the empty ones as a bit of like a basketball hoop. So he'll get anything and he'll just try and like hoop it in. And I'm like, no! So I was thinking about getting a little kiddie basketball hoop for there anyway, but it just feels a lot bigger in here without it there. So I've taken those down and I'll show you where I was thinking for them. So this is where they were. That's just a bit crooked, but I like it. And it's the same, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, I like the way it is, so I'm not going to tamper with that. So I will kind of figure out where those can go, those other ones. Okay, so here we are. This part of the bedroom, that Brazil is literally doubling over on itself because it's so long. That's always been there and he doesn't touch that, so I feel confident that that one is going to be okay. But that's where I've placed it. I've put it in a really heavy pot, but I might put a lip on it, but now I'm second guessing whether I should put it here. But what I was saying about repotting, and I'll turn you around to show you a few things. I will show you what I mean about desperately needed and repot. This one and my neon pothos have been in the same small size pot. Considering how long and large they are, for way too many years, longer than they need to be. They need to really be repotted. It's not a big job. It's just really low on my priority. But they are getting to the point now where they need watering every couple of days. This was watered a few days ago and it's already needing a water, and it's starting to give me yellow leaves, and I don't want to lose the plant, you know, because of my laziness, well, inability to be able to find time. So I will be repotting that at some point, and I was going to save it for this video, but I just haven't got the time to do it today. But what I also wanted to show you was I went to my local garden centre and they were just putting these antique terracotta pots out at the time, and they had no prices on them, so I was like, no thank you. But I love them. They're handmade, just so beautiful. And I went back last week and I loved them. This one was $6.99, which I think is quite expensive. I wouldn't normally pay $6.99 for a pot, although I think that's pretty average these days. I just haven't bought pots in so long. I have so many. But it's antique, it's handmade, it's special, and I really loved it. So I got a mid-sized one. I was leaving with a small one. I was like, I'm never going to find a plant to go in that. So I got a mid-sized one, and it doesn't fit because it's not into the pot, but this also won't stay in this because it needs a repot anyway. But it's in that for now. But yeah, what I might do is twist this around so it doesn't actually hang long. I think that's what I might do. And then I've got this neon pothos, and it's super long. It keeps going down. You can see his measurement height here. He's 20 months now, and I think he's about here. So his head height is, yeah, it's very long, you see. So I will wrap it round because this is a doorway. He will always walk past this, and I don't want him to pull it and pull the plant down. But yeah, I'm thinking of wrapping it round, and I'll show you what it looks like after. And here is the marble queen that I've had this twisted like all around on itself. It's like weirdly leggy in like just two strands, and it's still growing, like it's still happy. It's like giving me loads of like new growth up here. There are yellowing leaves on here, which I usually just take out and leave them in there. I think they'll just go back into the soil in time. And normally, yeah, like things like this part, which is reverting, I just loop round on itself, and it just needs some love. So I usually have it like that to make it look fuller. I'm gonna prop this ridiculously long strand. Yeah, I'm gonna prop it, and when the roots grow, which they grow really quickly, I'm just gonna make a new plant. I'm not gonna put it back in this. I really, really love the variegation on this strand, so I think it would make a really nice new plant. I've not done an amazing job. It's still, I've moved it back into like this more the center of the shelf, so it's shorter, which is good for now. I think I might have to find a new place for it, basically. I don't want to chop and prop that one, but I will chop and prop this one, as I've said, because I think I like the idea of having a new marble queen, because they are one of my favorites. That's just so beautiful. This is this super, super, super long strand. It's just so lovely, don't you agree? Like, it's like really, I love that, and it's still growing and it's very pretty. So yeah, here goes. Okay, I've opened the curtains to make it a little bit brighter in here because it's a miserable November morning. Yeah, so if you haven't propagated before, which I'm sure you all have, I'm just making sure there are nodes like where a root would grow. So you can see a bump here. Some of them are more prominent, like these ones, and some of them are just a tiny little bump. But yeah, you need to make sure you're cutting them so they have the ability to grow roots, basically. I feel like I'm so zoomed in. But yeah, I'm just doing single leaf cuts. Yeah, some of these are so, the internode is so small, it's like doesn't give much room either side of your cut to allow for root rot, like to grow, and then you to, you know, save it. And then this, you see, no leaves. So what I do is I still cut them up like I am, and catching them, because you will eventually get a leaf grow from there if you've got a node. Getting a bit snappy happy here. How long is this? Oh, I've got loads. This is going to be a big old bushy plant. That's a bad leaf. Like anything that's yellow, just take off. I think I want to stop there because these aren't super amazing. So this is what I've got. Excuse the state of the antique dresser. It's obviously very old and I haven't restored it yet because I need to just sand it down, but that's going to be the new plant, which is super exciting. I'm just going to let those callus over. I do it for all my plants, whether it's an inexpensive one or an expensive one. It just gives the plant the best chance of surviving and not getting root rot. So once the ends of those have calloused over, which is basically just dried out, I'll just put them in water like I always do, nothing special. But whilst we're here, I'll show you some planty updates. So this is the first one, excuse the state of the mess I'm making. This is one of the newest leaves, as you can tell, because it's still really, really green. It's big, you just can't tell. So like, this is my hand against one of these leaves and it's still sizing up. So it's really big. I really love it. And this is another new leaf as well. So there's two plants in here, if you remember me potting this up, and that's growing up nicely. So I had to put a cardboard box there because the plant was like leaning back and over and ruining the wall. But it's a really, really big plant. It's just, you can't tell, honestly. It's huge. I can't carry this to the bathroom to water, and I'm not a weak person. Maybe I am, I don't know, but it's a huge plant and I love it. So that is one update. The other update is super fun. It's this Alocasia I have next to me. I found it in Lidl for £15, which for a mid-sized Alocasia I thought was a little bit expensive, but it was a variegated one, and I do come across variegated plants, but not that often. So I'll show you the variegation on it. It's so beautiful. I bought it with the chance it might continue to produce variegated leaves, and it's given me a new leaf already because it was showing signs of growing one, and I think it is going to go variegated. I think I'll show you. So this is the plant. It's super dusty because it just was that way when I bought it, and I've tried cleaning it off with baby wipes like I always do. Don't worry, it doesn't harm my plants. And yeah, you see I've missed that one. That's how it's arrived, and I have checked it for spider mites and stuff because I know Alocasia like to get spider mites, and there hasn't been anything. So you can see all that's a bit dirty. This leaf was already broken, like ripped, but it's ripped in a natural looking way. It kind of doesn't look too bad. That's so pretty, right? So nice. This one, it's like all of the leaves are variegated. That one's really cool. Love that. But yeah, the new one, because it comes out so bright and green, I don't really have experience of seeing the variegation until it kind of darkens a bit, but I think there's some like here, around where my thumb is here. So yeah, I think it is variegated, but you just can't tell just yet until they kind of harden off a bit, which is fine. And I don't see anything in the stem, but I don't know if that's just the way Alocasia present variegation, but it's definitely variegated. And if it wasn't, I would never have bought it because I'm not a massive Alocasia fan. I just thought it would be really fun to watch, you know, see how it produces. So yeah, that was a really nice surprise. I still don't know if it was worth $14.99 even with it being variegated, but it came out of my Abbey Bloom Fund, which, as you may or may not know, is my YouTube selling plant fund. That is a guilt-free way of me buying planty things like essentials, new plants, anything like that, like soil. But yeah, I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. It's most likely going to die a tragic death if I don't move it anytime soon, because it's colder in this part of the house than it is in the other part. And Alocasia are really susceptible to drafts and colds. So once I've got the all clear that it's got spider mites, I'll integrate it into a warmer room. But that's it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Thanks. Bye.